Good morning, I'm Clinton Griffiths. It's been a big month for China when it comes to buying U.S. corn. So far this month, Beijing has purchased more than 100 million bushels of old crop corn. Now here's a breakdown of the month so far with all the flash sale reports from China, the buys starting last Tuesday, all adding up to more than 2.5 million metric tons. The latest weekly export report from USDA putting corn sales last week at a marketing year high with a total of more than 3 million metric tons sold, and China as the biggest buyer, accounting for more than half of those sales. Ag Day's Michelle Rook joins me, and Michelle, all of these sales to China are going on despite the strained relations between the two countries.
That's right, Clinton. Political tensions between the U.S. and China have run high the past several months. The good news is it doesn't appear that there's been much spillover into agricultural trade to the U.S. In fact, the recent sales of U.S. corn and sorghum followed up a record year of China beef exports, and China has also ramped up soybean exports. For this marketing year to date, China has purchased 1.127 billion bushels of U.S. soybeans, which is up 11% from a year ago. That China business accounts for nearly 62% of the 1.82 billion bushels of U.S. soybean export commitments to date. The head of the U.S. Soybean Export Council says this is evidence the relationship between the U.S. and China on a business-to-business level is solid and is not getting caught up in the higher-level politics.
China has been back as a major player, and China, I've used the word several times. I've heard Chinese leaders use the word ballast. And the ag trade is sort of the ballast in this very stormy relationship between China and the U.S. And I think we've seen lots of storm clouds over the last few months with China at a very high level. But the ag trade situation is good.
He says trade missions have also resumed post-COVID, and although U.S. soybeans are still subject to tariffs, China has been issuing import certificates. This is further evidence of their desire to buy U.S. soybeans.
The tariffs are still there, they're still on the books, but they continue to give tariff waivers. So the importers are able to get a tariff waiver on soybeans from the United States. So they're not paying any tariffs today.
Despite a recent relapse, demand for U.S. soy has also come from the rebuilding of China's hog herd after African swine fever. And attempts to look for substitutes for soy and hog rations have been unsuccessful. So this leaves Sutter optimistic China will be a good customer for U.S. soy long term. Right now, U.S. soybean exports to China have started to slow down and shift to South America. Now, that's normal this time of year as their crop is harvested and comes to market, and especially since Brazil is forecast to have record supplies this year.